AI is going to take over the world and all the cybersecurity jobs. But yet, here comes the AI worms. What do you know? Just like my last video where I specifically said somebody needs to monitor the AI, and that somebody is going to be humans. Let's get into this. But first, let me introduce myself. Welcome to Improve or Fail Cyber, and I'll be by your side on this journey, bringing over a decade of experience, including certifications like GRID and completion of SANS courses such as 660, 560, 572. You won't catch a glimpse of my face on this screen, a deliberate choice due to the nature of my work and companies I work at. If you're new here at this channel, we bring you the cybersecurity tips to help improve your career inside cybersecurity. Welcome to the channel, and stay tuned for some of the best cybersecurity information out there on YouTube today. If you're on Red Team, this one's for you. And let me tell you that apparently AI has the ability to self-replicate and worm through the system. Yes, through other AIs. So, as I mentioned in another video, somebody is going to need to monitor the AI itself. However, who is that going to be? Because if AI can just create a worm that goes through it itself, how is it going to know it's infected? If it thinks that everything is fine, all of a sudden the system crashes, snort rules might not be working as good as they may, and all the money in the world for AI is just not going to get it there. We need human intervention. And this human intervention is going to be required to review certain items and look over text, paperwork, procedures, processes, the whole 9 yards. Things like next-gen AV won't be as good. Behavior analysis, maybe in an AI, but you'll need to make sure that the process is good and hard work is going to be required. Back to the basic fundamentals. So, SQL injection and buffer overflow attacks work. Sorry, apparently can't say buffer. And inside this actual attack, it's a zero-click worm that targets Gen AI. So, this exploit is used by compromising the RAG component inside AI. RAG is the Retrieval Augmented Generation, which works by retrieving and integrating retrieval-based techniques with generative-based AI models, basically communicating with other AI models. Now, this model excels at extracting information from pre-existing online sources like newspaper articles, databases, blogs, or other known knowledge repositories such as Wikipedia or even internal databases. Such models cannot produce original or unique responses, and generative models can originally generate original responses that are appropriate within the context of what is being asked, but can find it difficult to maintain strict accuracy. To overcome these weaknesses, RAG was developed to combine the respective strengths and minimize their drawbacks. So, in short, RAG is basically the retrieval of relative content from databases, and relative mean relative content. So basically it's where it gets its information to produce to you, the user itself. When the user makes a query, RAG will then go into the database and pull the information out and then give the original query plus relevant content back to the generative AI models, which is the plugins that are used by other AIs and other databases. So it's not just ChatGPT that is compromised, it's what uses ChatGPT. All the plugins, all the resources, all the other models, all of the Gen AI. And it can self-replicate. So if your company uses Gen AI and it needs to talk back to specific databases that uses RAG, it's in potential of being compromised. So what exactly does this mean? This means that the RAG component itself can be compromised inside Gen AI, and there's a whole ton of details on how the actual attack was done and how it can be compromised by sending actual queries that target the RAG-based component inside of AI itself. So, why is this a problem? And why is this good for cybersecurity humans and professionals like us? One, this opens an entire new job base and functionality to actually ensure that we are protecting AI itself. Because if AI can be wormed, if it can be replicated, if it can be exploited, then we know specifically that we as humans need to monitor this. And there's nothing better than human analysis, because AI can get good, it can get great, but it will never provide that human emotional analysis and behavioral analysis that a human can. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe in the future it will provide that emotional analysis and be able to tell us, hey, this is infected. But if you can replicate a worm through it and corrupt it, well, what's going to stop it? What's going to tell it to behave based off emotion rather than rules? So, going back to this whole theory of generation and AI itself, AI can be wormed. AI has critical flaws inside of it. And us as humans need to ensure that we are monitoring and watching AI.